Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay, we're here with Steve Richmond, looking at this 67 Mustang, modified Mustang. Steve, go ahead and tell us a little bit about the car.
I bought the car like in '06. It was a GT 390 big block car from the factory, but it needed enough work that I didn't want to restore it as an original car. I wanted to do something that I wanted to do. So this is what I made. I like the Eleanor, some of the parts of the Eleanor theme. I like the front end and the side exhaust and stuff, but I knew enough about the movie that it wasn't going to last, so I went with the Shelby theme, because Shelby passed the test of time. I went with the Shelby hood, and also wanted to have a big block engine in it just because this GT 500 is the way to go. And I went with an all aluminum Roush. Carroll Shelby built the block. Roush Racing built the engine, and they had a partnership together, Shelby and Roush, and so I wanted the theme of the car to continue with that, so I got both of their autographs. And I was in the body shop business for 23 years, so I was out of it for a while. I wanted to do one more car for myself. This was a car for me, and I spent a lot of time, a lot of hours, 1,400 hours just on the car. That's not including research. I spent a lot of time making sure the body was straight. Every gap on the car, I made a tool that measures the gap, and every cap on the car is just like a new car would be. They're all identical. I had to modify a lot of the parts to make the car flow and fit properly. I just spent a lot of time inside the door jambs. I got rid of all the seams. There's no seams in the door jambs anymore. Down here along the jam, usually you'll see a seam, and it's all molded, which is a little extra effort to do that. The suspension in it is Total Control Products, which at the time I thought was the best, and it still is. It's got a Total Control rack and pinion steering, and it's got Wellwood disc brakes, 13-inch rotors all the way around. I subframed the car to give it strength, because of 550 pounds of torque, I didn't want any flex in the car. I added a torque box to it. It has all new sheet metal, the whole car. It's like a brand new car. Both fenders are new, both doors are new, the roof's new, both quarters are new, and the whole floor from the trunk all the way up to the firewall is brand new. Inside the engine compartment, pretty much all four corners are new. The towers are original. The car's never been in an accident. I measured everything out because when I got the car, I gauged it out, and everything lined up where it was supposed to. What else?
Gas tank?
Yeah, the gas tank, I just did it like the Eleanor kind of theme with the side gas cap. I recessed it, which a lot of guys don't do, and they use the big rally type of gas cap, which sticks way up. I never liked the looks of it, so I used one off of an old Shelby. Put it into place. Some of the guys put them further forward. I didn't do that because the pipe from the gas has to go inside the car and then back around. I didn't want that. I didn't like that look. I wanted the interior to look nice and stock.
As far as glass, is all the glass new in the car?
Every square inch of glass is brand new in the car. All the moldings have been repaired and polished. They're all original. A lot of money and time to do that. The moldings that are on the glass on the side doors are all original. They've all been polished and repaired.
Now, as far as rubber in the car, window whiskers, all that?
Everything's new. There's nothing in the car that's not brand new. I mean, you get in the car, it still smells like a brand new car. It smells like new leather, a new car smell. New carpet, new headliner, new dash. The seats are new. Everything. The basic shell of the car is original, but the outer skin and sheet metal part of the car is all brand new.
Now, does this have a different hood on it than an Eleanor car would have?
Yes, it's a Shelby louvered hood, which is what they used to use on the GT 350s and the 500s in 1967, and the louvers were on there to aid in when you have an air-conditioned car. It would help the engine compartment because it breathes better. The wind comes in the front and it blows out the louvers.
Tell us a little bit about the rust out that usually happens up in here for somebody that doesn't really know much about Mustangs.
Inside a cowl of a 67 Mustang, when they built them, they were bare sheet metal. They didn't undercoat them, and they have like a tower in there. That's what they call it.
And is it what? It's right in here.
Right in here, and in the very front there's a drain. So if you pull the car in the driveway every night when you get home, if the water had rained in here, it'll puddle back here, and they would rust out, and then the water would go in the car. Well, this car obviously had that problem. They all do. So that's all replaced, inside and out. It's all brand new sheet metal. It's all been sealed, and if you ever look in a louver of any other Mustang, you'll look down there and there'll be overspray or paint or something in there. This is perfectly black in there because I painted it. When I sealed it up, I reached my arm up in there and I put masking paper in there, so the rest of the time I worked on the car, nothing got on that. So when you look in these louvers, that's something you'll never see on any other Mustang.
Tell me again how you actually painted a car and how it was different as far as the black primer coat.
Yeah, in order to make a car really straight, it has to be shiny to really tell. You can block it, and they call it guide coating it, and I did that 4 times with 4 different coats of primer, but still I wasn't 100% sure, so I painted the car black. A super high gloss polyurethane single stage paint, and made sure the car was straight, and then let it sit for 3 or 4 months. I rolled it in and out of the sun on weekends and just let it get hot, and then you block sand that down, and that's your sealer for the car, and then I put the paint job on top of that, so that keeps the car perfect. It's been done now since probably the paint job was 06 or 07, probably 08, and it's still like the day I painted it.
Right. And you basically did all the work. You did all the body work, all the paint.
Every square inch. The only thing I didn't do was put the glass in. This is factory Ford glass. And I had a windshield guy do it because they break pretty easy. And if I bought the glass, which I could have done and put it in, and if it broke, I would have to buy it again. So if they do it and they break it, then they pay for it. So I just had that done by somebody, and I had a friend of mine help me put the motor in because you need 2 guys to do that, and that was it. The rest of it I did myself.
Right. And as far as you got everything laid down back here, but the car does have a standard back seat in it.
Yes, the seat is there. It's the same material that's on the front. I bought the material that came with the Pro Car seats, and I had an upholstery guy put them on for me.
Okay.
I never looked it up because it's really it's cool that way. It just gives the car the best look.
Right. As far as drivetrain, you're running a TKO. He's got the list that I provided him through both magazines. So you want to tell him a little bit about what you had to do, the difference of the bumper, and then we'll call it a day.
These bumpers are made out of fiberglass, and they're just like this car next to us here is a good example. This bumper, see how wide this is. When you come over to here, this bumper was the same width, so it stuck out on both sides, which was fine. It would be a normal Mustang bumper, but I didn't want this car to be a normal Mustang, and I wanted it to flow. I wanted this to look uniform, so I actually had to modify the bumper and refiberglass it to make it flow with the car.
Right.
Most people look at it, they don't know what they're looking at, but they just know it looks right.
Yep. All right, Steve. Well, I really appreciate all your time, and I'll get this to my customer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.